membership growth and retention during a pandemic. Mary, it's up to now, off to you.
Although we will discuss a number of specific ways to invite prospective members to join, it is important to keep in mind that people join for the why and not what we do. I am Mary Winfrey, president of Kiwanis of Robinson Lumberton and Region 5 trustee.
And I am Casey Ramsey, past president of the Kiwanis Club of Raleigh.
When the Kiwanis year began, none of us expected to be in the middle of a pandemic, but obviously here we are. The pandemic has definitely raised health concerns around the world and in Kiwanis clubs, but it has also created major concerns with club membership and member retention, especially in the absence of in-person meetings and events. We're here to tell you today that all is not lost. Fear not, for there is hope. Hope can be found essentially by rallying the troops and building a strong membership committee. Today we will talk about how we recruited and retained members pre-pandemic, and certainly now in the midst of pandemic. The good news is that a lot of the responsibilities of the membership committee remain the same. The membership committee monitors all aspects of membership, including setting membership goals, inviting new members, retaining members, and of course the new member orientation, where people learn what your club is about and why they definitely want to be a part of it. Hope, as I said, can be found by rallying the troops, and those troops are the members of your club, your Kiwanis family. If your club has not established a membership committee, please, this is the time to do it. Right now is the perfect time for membership. And you might ask, why do we need a membership committee? Well, that answer is clear. The membership committee is going to help your club through gaining new members and retaining the current members. The membership committee will help to create a strong, vibrant membership experience, remembering to reward current members and to invite prospective members. Right now, you may feel like the focus should be more on retention, and in most cases, you're absolutely right.
So most of you are used to the traditional issues of membership retention on the left side of the screen. Hopefully you have a good new member orientation process. There are resources available from Kiwanis International for that. There are lots of ways to do that, but at least make an effort to bring new members into your club in a formal way. Some clubs have established formal mentoring programs where an existing Kiwanis member is assigned to a new member. And what we have learned in the Raleigh Club is that the members who are really good at recruiting new members are not necessarily the best at taking care of them once they are in place. I'd like to think of it as farmers versus hunters. The hunters are the ones who go out and bag the prey. The farmers are the ones who tend the crop. So mentors tend to be the farmers. Of course, with continuing engagement, clubs need to have a way of measuring what our members are doing and actively tracking hours and hours reporting. Adjust that for the core culture of your club. Somebody needs to be watching who has been losing interest and who is being unintentionally left out. Measuring satisfaction, celebrating success and recognizing members for their contributions and achievements is critical, since that's the only compensation our volunteers receive. Now, since we're not meeting in person, not everyone can meet in person, our normal service and fundraising activities have been curtailed or delayed, so member retention is more difficult. So, meetings like this one are virtual and now are vital to keep this group together. Dave Kelly did a wonderful job talking about virtual meetings. We're going to spend a little more time on that today. you'll see that that's a recurring theme today, is how to deal with the virtual environment. And of course, you've heard today the term thinking outside of the box multiple times. We have got to get our members engaged in something other than meetings. Can't go into schools, at least not now. Online options exist. You've seen those repeatedly through the morning, and I won't repeat that a lot. Look for other ways your club members might still be able to get together. BYO gatherings at a park. Joe mentioned their drive-in concert. All great ideas. And then finally, think about dues. If your club has been collecting dues that include meals and you're not serving meals, now may be the time to think about reducing your dues so that you're not collecting money for meals that people aren't getting. That's a sure way to run members off. Keep the dues discussion up front. People care about that. Mary?
Well, membership retention is absolutely vital to our success, but let's not forget about pursuing new members. The number one reason people join Kiwanis is because they're asked to do so. That process of relationship marketing remains the same in normal times as in pandemic times. Similarly, having members brainstorm and identify members in the club that they would like to be part of the Kiwanis family is still the same. And of course, assigning responsibility to that member to contact those prospective members is called targeted recruiting. During the pandemic, you may decide that it's not the right time to invite someone because you don't have as much to offer, but I beg to differ with you. It's still a good time to complete a self-assessment to determine what skill sets are represented in your club and determine who would be good for your club now or after the pandemic. But there's definitely a need for focusing on attracting new members, and this is the perfect time for that. Now is probably not the time to hold, however, an in-person open house. But you can continue to challenge your members to identify prospective members, recruit those members, and invite them to a virtual meeting. As long as your meetings are fun or your activities that you're continuing are a lot of fun, then people are going to want to join that. After all, we're all looking for something to keep us busy during this pandemic. So do your homework, brainstorm about what may work, remember the why, and see how your club can adapt during these times to fulfill the need for new members during COVID-19. We've made mention a number of times today about the tools that are available to us on Kiwanis International website. So here's one that I found vital to our success. It's a roster analysis that you can use to conduct an analysis of your membership, and then take that analysis, find the gaps in your club, and use a chamber directory to identify companies or community leaders who may have the skills that your club is lacking. We recently determined that in my club, we need someone with some IT experience, and we have identified someone. I just need to convince him to join the family. Most importantly, I think, is engaging your membership to identify their colleagues, their friends, and family to join the club. I'm happy to tell you that today, 2 of my children are now members of Robinson Young Professionals, and they may not have joined had I not pushed them to do so. AC?
Okay. Dave Kelly did a wonderful job talking about virtual meetings, and I just want to reinforce some of the things he said. One of the things that we have learned is, and we've seen it today, this morning, that you can have speakers from anywhere, literally anywhere around the globe. Our club has had speakers come to us from Boston, from other places, places far even farther away from Raleigh. You can have visitors. You can do interclub visits virtually. There's no limit to the topics we can attract. There are all kinds of fun activities. Interclub now is a wonderful possibility, and it's great to have people together. There's a district happy hour, a regular district happy hour. Your club can have a happy hour as well. If you're a little uncomfortable about how to put a Zoom meeting together, the district has developed a wonderful video that you can download, and I'm sure we can send you the link for that with the nuts and bolts of how to do a virtual meeting. Mary?
So the idea of a virtual meeting and event has been something that we've been talking about in the Carolinas district since the pandemic began. I highly encourage you to hold a membership event. My club recently did that. And I wanted to share with you how we did that and the success of it. Essentially, our membership committee met several times and created a list of prospective members. That list grew to 25 prospects. We set a date for the event and invited those prospective members to attend by picking up the phone, calling them, and sharing with them how much we enjoy Kiwanis and that we'd like them to come join this meeting to learn more about our club. We didn't expect all 25 of those prospects to attend. We were hoping to have 10 on the meeting, but we ended up with 6, and we were okay with that. We sent email reminders with the link, of course, to join the meeting and followed up with them one other time just before the meeting. So it is important to stay in touch once we start making contact with our prospects, right? We invited some of our members to attend the meeting to share about their experience and what they've gained by being members of Kiwanis. We invited our governor-elect, and our lieutenant governor. And of course, our governor could not attend because of another engagement that evening that was very important to our Carolinas district. But our governor-elect, Chris White, was there, and our lieutenant governor to share about their enthusiasm in Kiwanis. We made introductions at the beginning of the meeting so everyone knew each other, got to know each other. We learned a little bit about our prospective members, but overall, it was a wonderful meeting. We had a great time, and I'm happy to share with you that we collected 6 membership applications that were approved at the front of this month. We have 2 other applications ready for our next board meeting, and we are still talking to 5 of those prospective members that we initially began with. So holding a virtual event can be very beneficial to your club at this time. You know, one of the advantages to being members of Kiwanis International is that many of the tools that we need to be successful are available at our fingertips. We just need to Google Kiwanis membership, and you'll find a number of tools. Here's a link here for you that would benefit you in a lot of ways if you are looking to retain members and grow your membership. There are tools available to us on the Carolinas district website. You can find events there, training tools there. I visit it from time to time, and I'm often surprised at all the information that is available to us. You can also take a look at your membership numbers for the year. Participate in club leadership education. That's very vital to your success as it relates to running your club, but definitely for membership. And the other thing that I find fun and interesting right now is visiting other clubs' meetings, their virtual meetings. We don't have to get in the car and drive there, just click and we're there. Use social media. There are a lot of tools available to us on social media. On Kiwanis International, there's a Kiwanis International PR page where you can borrow pictures and inspiration to inspire others to join your club. And the last thing that I wanted to mention today is that you should read your Kiwanis International magazine. I don't know if you can see it here. Yeah, there it is. On the very last page of this month's issue is a tool that can be used, oops, there it is, for membership. Can't really see it, sorry. That didn't work out as well as I'd hoped. But definitely, there's so many tools available to us. I think you just need to spend some time researching them and determining what's going to work for your particular club.
Thank you. Thank you, Mary. Here's the point. Ultimately, membership retention and growth starts with you. If you sit there and hear people talk about a membership campaign and you take no action, nothing will ever happen. I like to think that if I were asked, who would you like to have lunch with? I could think of about 5 people I'd love to have lunch with. Think about future Kiwanis members in the same way. It's been a great pleasure.
All right. Well, hey, Casey and Mary, thank you so much for your time today, for your wisdom and your remarks. It's always helpful for us to be able to hear from such great Kiwanians who have just a wealth of experience. I've got some great announcements, though, before we wrap up. I do want to make quick mention that we do have recordings of the videos that you've seen today, and actually all 3 of our sessions, including the videos that were breakouts. We'll have all of those prepared and ready to go in the very near future. If you just give us a few days, we'll have those up on the district webpage and a number of other resources. Just look for the announcement to come out in our next CD News, and that is when you will know that we are up and live with our recording. So if you missed an earlier session or you'd like to rewatch Dave Kelly's great remarks, for example, please feel free to do that. So I do want to make sure that, again, that we mention our thanks to our speakers today, but just because we are done with VCON doesn't mean we're done delivering on our commitment to the district to deliver quality education. And I think that you'll see over the coming month and a half that we have left on our Kiwanis year, we'll continue to deliver quality content. We will also have a very special installation and retirement ceremony for our current and outgoing along with our incoming lieutenant governors and board of trustees. Stay tuned for that for more details. And it's at that time we'll also be able to install our great new governor-elect and governor as well. So as you can see on your screen, we do have a little special surprise because you have hung out with us for the past, 3+ hours. We want to make sure that you're the first folks to hear the good news that we have a special commemorative 100-year patch that is being developed, and it is being produced by our very own friends in the Aiken Kiwanis Club, Brad and Lenore Lewis. We will give you directions on how to sign up to receive that patch. So we're not going to just send it out to anybody. You gotta pay attention, and that means tuning in today and reading CD News. So we'll have our club secretaries. You'll be given the opportunity to request one of those patches for your banner. So make sure you pay attention for those details that are coming soon. The last thing that we do before we close, I do want to express my heartfelt thanks for everyone attending today. Again, as I said in our opening remarks, we really had no idea that at the beginning of this term, even the beginning of this calendar year, that any of this COVID business would be happening. And it's just been so remarkable to join Kiwanis clubs all over our 2 states as they've adapted to the new reality that we're living in. And part of that new reality was taking what was supposed to be a 100-year celebration in Pinehurst, beautiful Pinehurst at the Carolina Hotel, and changing and pivoting to a virtual district convention. So it's my hope that you have enjoyed your time this morning. Again, the videos will be prepared and we'll have all of that information available for you. But I really do hope that you've enjoyed your time with us this morning. I know that this isn't quite what we expected, and we're just dying to see many of our Kiwanis friends in the very near future. So, we're going through these uncharted waters together, but just know that we have a great team in place and that we're going to do everything we can to ensure the success of the Carolinas district. Before I go, though, I would like to offer my sincere thanks to our video presenters, Dave Kelly, Greg McDonald, Joe Crostick, Casey Ramsey, Mary Winfrey, Elizabeth Teza. We also had some folks behind the scenes that you didn't get to see, but their efforts were most certainly noted. That, of course, our District Secretary, Leah Moretz, her husband, Carl, who is an IT wizard, helped us along with his knowledge and equipment that we've been borrowing from App State. Go Mountaineers. And also would like to thank Peg McDonald for her support as well. It's just been a remarkable time. We do have a survey that we are going to put up that will leave up as we wrap up today's VCON. So with that, we wish you well. Please stay healthy. We love y'all. We can't wait to see you again in person. So I'm going to ring the bell and we're going to call this puppy to a close. But thank you again for tuning in to the first annual VCON.